Before we jump into today's video, Dub Nation, I'm going to challenge you. Can we get 40 new subscribers on today's show? Can we do it? My boss has pulled me aside and said, I don't think today's Warriors video is going to get 40 new subscribers. I don't believe in Dub Nation. Well, I do. Let's put the bosses in their seats and prove them wrong. Hit that subscribe button for daily videos. Okay, here's what's coming up on Warriors today. My name is Harrison Graham. Chris Paul, what's the latest on him? Will he start? Will he come off the bench? He sounds off. Also, 2 more center targets emerging for Golden State. Could they add a big and a wild Joel Embiid trade idea, as he apparently could be the next big superstar on the move? Lots to dive into here on Golden State Warriors today, but let's get to the latest on Chris Paul. He seems to be very excited, re-energized to be in the Bay, and talked about his potential role here as of late. Here's what he had to say. Quote, I'm excited about Steph, Draymond, Clay, all the different guys, Wiggs, of course, Andrew Wiggins there. I'm excited for us to get together and see what it looks like. It's just crazy how life works, but when it comes to basketball, I'm probably closest to my happiest. I'm obviously happiest when I'm with my family, but basketball is my safe haven. It's been that way for a long time. At this point in the summer, I can't even start to digest that playing for the Warriors even a little bit until we all get together. I won't know until we get to camp in terms of his role. In all honesty, probably the same thing it's always been. To hoop, leadership, with all these years of playing, the game doesn't change so much. I'm excited to figure that out. And yeah, him being a leader needs to be the primary focus of his. Just an extra guy in that locker room to help young guys out, right? Like the Jonathan Kumingas of the world, the Moses Moody's of the world. Help those guys really take their next step in their career. I know Chase Sr.'s talked about it a lot here on Warriors Today about how Chris Paul should be able to help a guy like Jonathan Kuminga reach some of that untapped potential. Whether he's a starter or a reserve, he's going to play a good amount for this team, but he needs to be that leader, that extra voice in that locker room more than anything else. What role do you guys think Chris Paul will take? If you think he's going to be a starter, type S for starter. If you think he's going to come off the bench, type B for bench. Get your votes in down in the comment section. S for starter, B for bench. I think as the backup point guard, that's the best role for him, but there could be some scenarios where he does indeed start. Have 2 more center options emerged for Golden State, and it certainly appears that could be the case, as a couple of players have recently been waived by their former teams. Let's start with JaVale McGee, a very familiar name here for Golden State fans, as he, of course, was here during some of the peaks of the powers of the Warriors over the last several years. He played a nice role for this team, as Mark Stein broke the news that JaVale McGee would be waived by the Mavericks, stretch waive, so that'll be official next week, which means JaVale will be free to sign with another team. And we've talked about him before. We kind of saw this coming. The rumors out of Dallas were that they were either going to trade or cut JaVale. Golden State would have never traded for his remaining contract, but now that he's getting waived, I do think the Warriors could be a potential fit to bring him in as a backup center. Now, in terms of the financials for JaVale, he'll get his almost $11.8 million over the next 5 years. That's how stretch waiving works. It's you double the years left on his contract, which is 2 plus add 1, so he'll get that. So if you're a team trying to sign Golden State, JaVale, it's only going to be a 1-year vet minimum deal. It's not like you're going to have to give him more than that because he's getting his money still from Dallas. You look at his numbers from last year, the 3-point number is misleading. He obviously didn't play a ton, but he's still a guy that can rebound, can alter shots a little bit. He's certainly not what he was. He did not live up to what Dallas was hoping for when they signed him, but I still think in a 10 to 15 minutes per game for an established team like the Warriors, it could make some sense. I still think he has a place in the NBA. I just don't think Dallas was a great fit, but these Warriors guys who have been here for a while, they know JaVale. He knows them. They know what he can bring to the table. I think there's some value there at the end of the day. Now let's talk about Usman Garuba, who's kind of the antithesis of JaVale. JaVale's near the back end of his career. Garuba is a younger guy, but hasn't quite reached his potential. Former top 25 pick with the Rockets just a few years ago. He had found his way to Oklahoma City, and they waived him a couple of days ago. So he is now free to sign with a team, and he seems motivated. He said, I'll prove everybody wrong. Mark my words. And I think there's some untapped potential here with Garuba. You look at his last couple of years in the NBA, especially last year. The splits are decent when he got an opportunity. It's just the Rockets had a very young and, some different talented guys that they wanted to give an opportunity to. So he got squeezed out there, ended up in Oklahoma City. Now he's been cut. I think there's something there. You don't become a top 25 pick by accident. He started to show that he can stretch to the perimeter as a shooter. So maybe a team like Golden State on like a two-way contract, perhaps, if they wanted to end up using a two-way spot for him, develop him, I'll let him spend some time in the G League, and then maybe he turns into something for you down the road. Now pick a center. Who would you rather bring into the Warriors organization? If it's JaVale McGee, type JG. If it's Usman Garuba, type UG. Let us know down in the comments section. Now, Dub Nation, we are almost at 60,000 subscribers. We're 308 away. I told you earlier, challenge you guys. Can we get 40 new subs on today's video? Well, I'll make you another deal and another challenge. If we get 308 new subscribers on this video, I get it. It's a lot. I will come on this show, whether I'm hosting it or Chase Sr. is hosting it, and I will chug a beer for you guys on Warriors Today if we get to 308 new subs from this video alone. Challenge? Deal? You in? Help us out. If you do it, we'll make it happen. Okay, this wild, ridiculous Joel Embiid trade has been proposed in the last couple of days online. It's circulating. I was like, okay, I'll just give my 2 cents on it. But first, BetUS. Go bet on the Warriors to win the championship next year. Go bet on Steph Curry to win MVP. Get your account started today. Sign up at chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code CHAT125. Put down $100. They'll give you $125 for free. That way you have $225 to work with throughout the NBA season. And if you're an NFL fan, you can start betting on NFL games here as well. You look at some of the Western Conference odds right now. Warriors third favorites. I think plus 550 is a worthwhile penny here. Put down $10 to win 55 if they win the Western Conference. I think that's worthwhile. I don't think they're far away. I don't think the gap between them and Denver is massive or them and Phoenix is massive. So I would certainly throw a dart there. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. So this is the internet trade idea that I've been seeing circulating on social media, online. Joel Embiid to Golden State for Andrew Wiggins, Chris Paul, Jonathan Kuminga, 3 first-round picks, which my initial reaction is Chris Paul's not going to get traded again. But I'll entertain it here. Joey Akeley has this to say about it. It's a gamble, but acquiring Joel Embiid to play with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green is arguably tantalizing enough to do it. The reigning MVP would give the Warriors elite mid and low post scoring, which would be especially valuable when their motion offense gets bogged down in the playoffs, and having Kevon Looney as a backup center could prove crucial considering Joel Embiid's injury history. I do agree with that. Looney would be an excellent backup center. He's already a quality player, but as a backup, he'd be that much better. I love Joel Embiid. I just don't see Golden State being the team that pulls the trigger, and if I'm Philadelphia too, yeah, I'm getting 3 first-round picks in this deal, but the first one's not until 2027. That's not that appealing to me if I'm the Sixers. So I don't think that that's realistic. I do think Embiid could ask out at some point, especially with all this James Harden drama. I still feel like it's probably more likely next offseason, but you got to think he's pretty fed up at this point in time. And look, maybe next offseason makes more sense with Chris Paul probably off the books and out of the way at that point in time. So would you trade for Joel Embiid? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think right now I'm standing pat if I'm Golden State. I'm going to wait and see how this year plays out, or at least the start of the season. But Dub Nation, let us know what you think.